Howdy doody. Thought I'd do an update video to my N64 collection. I haven't done one since like 2018 or something, so I thought I'd just go through what I've picked up. Instead of just holding up games to the camera, I'm going to try a different way of doing this. Hopefully it comes out alright. Yeah, hopefully this works out. This collection isn't for everyone. I'm not an obsessive collector like with quality. I like my N64 games to be boxed, but they don't have to be mint. I don't mind if they're not mint, unless I buy something that is listed as mint, then it has to be mint. But other than that, yeah, I'm more than happy to have boxes that show age and wear, because that's just the history of it. It's an old thing. It doesn't mean the game doesn't work. If it doesn't work, I don't have it. Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna talk through which games I've got. Hopefully, I've got these in the correct alphabetical order. That is my plan. You will see that there's a big lack of GoldenEye in this video. You'd imagine I'd have GoldenEye. I do have GoldenEye. I just don't have it boxed in a normal box. I have it in the GoldenEye console with the gold controller. So I could put a photo of that up here in a minute. So I'm just gonna crack this and get start on. I don't know why I'm drinking this, because Rockstars taste like crap now they've put all the sweeteners in them and taken out most of the sugar. But it's a lockdown. You've got to drink what you get. Right. Yeah, the reason I mentioned the GoldenEye first is because the first game that's going to pop up is 007, The World Is Not Enough. It's a James Bond game that I didn't even know existed on the N64 until I was an adult, and I bought it. It's not horrendous. It's alright. Yeah, not much else I can say about it. It's no GoldenEye. Up next is 40 Winks. It was a game released by Pico Interactive because it was cancelled years ago. It was supposed to come out. It got reviewed and everything. I remember having an N64 magazine which said about it, saying, oh yeah, this is coming up, it's going to be a Mario killer. It wasn't. But it got released on the PS2 and might be the PC or something else. I don't know. Probably the Dreamcast, knowing that time, but it might not be on that. I don't know. But yeah, they bought the license to it, finished it, and released it. I've only put it in to see if it works. I haven't played it yet, so not much else I can say about it. Up next is 1080 Snowboarding. It's a snowboarding game. There's a sequel to it on the GameCube. I used to play a lot of it in the youth club at school. It was good fun. Actually still holds up alright. It's a bit slow feeling now, but it's still a good fun game. Next one is Airborder 64. Do not buy this game. It commands a stupidly high price tag, and it's awful. It's a hoverboarding game. It just doesn't work very well at all. Nothing. The controls are just awful. I only bought it because I was curious of it. I shouldn't have bought it. I do want to kind of go for a complete N64 collection, so I guess it needs to be in there. It's also a PAL and Japanese exclusive, so you don't see it pop up on lists very often. After that is Armorines, Project Swarm. It's a first-person game, pretty much like if Starship Troopers was a game. It's alright. Came on the PS1 as well. Next is Banjo-Kazooie. Everyone knows what Banjo-Kazooie is. Awesome 3D platformer. So yeah, from Rare. Don't need to say much about that. And its sequel is Banjo-Tooie. Somehow this game commands quite a high price. No idea why. So yeah. Then there's Buck Bumble. It's a flight game where you play as a bee. Made by Argonaut. I think they're the people who did the Star Fox games, aren't they? Sorry, I've got a list of stuff down here, so I keep looking down to see what the list is, because I thought it'd be easier than just picking things up, because I always drop things. Conker's Bad Fur Day is the next one. Another one that commands a really high price. This makes sense though. It was right at the end of the life cycle. I think Banjo-Tooie was as well, actually. That might be why. End of the life cycle of the N64, and contains a lot of adult humour. So I think quite a few places didn't stock it. It's very pricey if you want boxed. Luckily, I found it for a decent price. Again, annoyingly I used to have it when I was a kid, and I had it mint, and I sold it to Game, and they gave me 40 quid for it, which should have been a red flag there when I was younger, but never mind. Daikatana. It's a first-person game made by John Romero, the guy who helped make like Doom and like id Software and all that kind of stuff. It's awful. It's awful. The controls are just weird. There's not much to say about it. It's just don't bother with it. It's another one that seems to be going up in price. I don't know why. Diddy Kong Racing is the next one. Yeah, everyone knows what that is. Set in the Donkey Kong kind of universe and rare characters. It's got Conker in it. It's just a kart racer, but a really well made kart racer. It's probably the best kart racer on the 64. Just because it's got a bit more depth than Mario Kart. Mario Kart is good, but it's got a slight bit more depth, I think. Then we've got Donkey Kong 64, game that requires the not transfer pack, expansion pack to play. When I show it off, my expansion pack isn't there because it's sat in my console. But yeah, it did come with it. Yeah, it's a 3D collectathon, same as all the other rare platformers. Next is Duke Nukem 64. It's actually a surprisingly good copy of Duke Nukem on the N64. I think it plays really well. It also has more polygonal kind of environments that the other versions didn't have. So yeah, it's good fun. There's also the multiplayer in it, like is great fun, I think. So we got that. Okay. Earthworm Jim 3D. Yeah, 3D platformer game. It's alright. It's not as good as the old Earthworm Jim games. It's a bit ugly now, but seems alright when I played it. Sorry, I'm trying to get through these quick because there's so many. So there's not much I can really say. I'm just showing you what I've got rather than giving a bit of a review of it. Extreme G is the next one. It's a futuristic bike racing game, kind of a bit like F-Zero, but on bikes. Next one's F1 World Grand Prix. I played the hell out of this as a kid. I didn't like F1, but for some reason I enjoyed this game. Didn't really know what was going on most of the time, but I really liked it. I think it's because it was quite fast. But yeah, I loved it as a kid. Again, I've got next one is International Superstar Soccer 64. I only have this because it was like a couple of quid. I think I bought it off eBay and it was like £3 including postage with a boxed, so I had to buy that just to go in the collection. I hate football games, so never mind. Up next, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Yeah, everyone knows what this is. 3D, first 3D Legend of Zelda game. Quite often people think it's the best Legend of Zelda game. To me, it's a mix-up between Ocarina of Time and Link's Awakening, only because they make me think of different parts of my childhood rather than the games themselves, but they are both. Well, it's a really good game. Up next is Lego Racers. It's a kart racing game where you can build your own Lego cars. I used to play the hell out of a demo of it I had for a PS1 on a PS1 disc. Maybe it was a PS1 disc. Good fun. It's one of the... You don't get many weird boxes for N64 games. This one opens up, you can lift the flap up on the front of it like a Lego kit. I thought that was quite cool. Next is Mario Kart 64. Everyone knows what that is. Another great kart racer. I actually think it's the best Mario Kart out of all of the Mario Karts. It's the one that's kept my attention the longest, and I go back to play it to this day. The other ones, no. I tried to get in the Double Dash afterwards. It was alright, but I don't know. I think the charm had worn off a bit by then. I loved Mario Kart 64. Up next is Mario Tennis. It's a tennis game with Mario characters. Unlike the Game Boy version, or the Game Boy, is it the Game Boy Color one, which is an RPG? It's not that. It's not like that. Up next is Mortal Kombat 4. It's Mortal Kombat. It was the first polygonal Mortal Kombat, I think. I actually really liked it. I don't know if it reviewed that well when it originally came out, but yeah, I enjoyed the look of it. It felt like it had more of a, I don't know, futuristic look to it when I was a kid, but it looks pretty ugly now. But still plays alright. After that is Mortal Kombat Trilogy. This is one that's also quite expensive, I think, now. You can probably see when I show the video that mine has a £2.50 cash converters sticker on the back of it. I didn't pay that for it. I didn't pay much for it, but I didn't pay that for it. It's kind of annoying. But never mind. Yeah, I used to play this at the youth club at school as well, which was a bit weird because no one was old enough to play it, I don't think. But yeah, it was loads of all the characters kind of mashed together into one game. It was good fun. The next one is MRC, or Multi Racing Championship, I think it is what it's called. I was always jealous of Sega Rally, so I picked this up as a kid, and it was fun for 5 minutes, because there's like 3 tracks and 3 cars, or 2 tracks and 2 cars, or something stupid like that. But then again, Sega Rally doesn't have money, but I didn't know that. It's alright. I always remember there was one track I could never beat unless I took this like cheat shortcut where you go through a waterfall. But yeah, it's alright. It's just pretty shallow. Up next is NASCAR 99. I've never actually played this. I put it in to see if it worked. I bought a bundle of stuff off of Facebook, and it came with it. That's the only reason I own that. I can't imagine an N64 NASCAR game is worth playing. Up next we have Pilot Wings 64. It's a sequel to Pilot Wings on the stairs. It's it's just little flying challenges, like there's glider challenges, there's like jetpacky kind of one and stuff, and yeah, it's alright. I really enjoyed it back in the day. Yeah, just play it. It's quite fun. It's also really cheap. Next one is Pokemon Snap. It's an on-rails photo game. It's like a photography game, where you've got to pester Pokemon by throwing things at them to get them to do things, to get better shots of them. Like, I think, is it you knock a Charizard or a Charmeleon into some fire and it comes out as a Charizard? I can't remember, but you get better photos, and the better photo you get, the more points you get. That's all it is. Next is Pokemon Stadium, which uses the transfer pack. You can transfer your Pokemon from your Game Boy game onto the N64 and just battle it. To be honest, they're really slow. It's not worth doing. The only good thing about it is it lets you play Pokemon on your Game Boy through your TV, and I think you can play it in 2 times speed. I think it's 2 times. So yeah, you can get through it faster, level your characters and your Pokemon all out quicker. Okay, up next, Rayman 2. Was the first time Rayman went 3D, wasn't it? It's it's like a collectathon platformer. It's really good actually, but it's been ported to absolutely every system known to man now. So yeah, if you've never played this, where have you been? Up next is Roadsters. You know what? I can't remember a single thing about this game. It's a racing game. I have played it, but I don't remember anything about it. That's really weird. I'm gonna have to play it after this. Up next is Rocket Knight. Not Rocket Knight? God. Is a Rocket Robot on Wheels. It's a platformer made by Sucker Punch, the people who did Infamous and like Sly Cooper. It's one of the ones I've put it in and had a quick go on it, but it's one of the games I intend on playing whilst I'm currently locked in my house. So I want to go through it and finish it off, so can't say much about it. What I have played is the controls are genuinely really good for a third-party platformer. That's what I can say. After that is Rugrats Treasure Hunt. Yes, it's a Mario Party-esque board game where you play as the Rugrats and you have to collect cookies. yeah, I don't get it. I only have it. My girlfriend bought me because it was one of her favourite games as a kid. I didn't really get what was going on. She loves it though, so meh. She beats me at it because I don't know what I'm doing. After that is Scars or S-Cars. It's a racer. I can't remember much about it. I did play it. I have a feeling it's something to do with animals turned into vehicles. No, I don't have to go back to that one. After that is Shadow Man. It's imagine Legend of Zelda, but dark. Set in like an underworld and a real world, and you switch between. As this thing that you put into people's rib cages and go into different areas. It's weird. But yeah, you collect these like soul things instead of like almost like Mario kind of stars. They're like soul things. It's weird, but I remember playing it as being one of my favourite things. Me and my mates used to play it. It's really confusing. It doesn't tell you anywhere to go. So yeah, we never beat it until we went back to it as adults, and then we conquered it. But it was one of the most tense things I've ever witnessed. So we couldn't work out when we'd saved or anything when we were fighting the last boss, and yeah, it was tense. It's a good game though. I enjoyed it. Apparently it's getting a remaster or a re-release. I don't know. It might already have it. Need to look into this. Then we have South Park. It's a first-person shooter set in the South Park universe. It's only good if you're nostalgic for it. It's not worth playing other than that. It's really foggy. It uses like repeated catchphrases over and over and over. And as a kid, I found them funny, but now they're a bit tedious. So, yeah. After that is South Park Chef's Love Shack. It's a like South Park like quiz mini game thing. Yes, again, that's not worth playing either. Not worth it. Okay. After this, Space Station Silicon Valley, also known as Evo Space Adventure on the PS1. It's made by DMA, the people who became Rockstar, isn't it? Yeah, you're like a microchip and you take over like animals. It's a bit of a weird game. It's good. It's good fun actually. It's a bit of a hidden gem. No, it's not hidden. Everyone knows what it is. After that we have Super Mario 64. Yeah, everyone knows this. It's my favourite Mario game ever. I struggled with the ones afterwards when Sunshine came out. Didn't like it as much. Then after that, the only good three. Well, I did like Sunshine. It just didn't like it as much as 64. I couldn't get into Galaxy that much because I hate the Wiimote, to be honest with you. It gives me wrist ache. But I am going to go back and try do them. I really liked Odyssey though. After that is Tonic Trouble. I think it was made to test the Rayman engine for Rayman 2, wasn't it? Yeah, it's basically Rayman. So if you like Rayman 2, play Tonic Trouble. What we got next? We have Top Gear Rally. Just a rally game. Apparently the second one's better. Never played the second one. Never even seen it. So I'll have to find that one day. And Top Gear Overdrive is actually pretty good. It's yeah, it's just like an arcade racer, a bit like old Need for Speed games. So up is Turok 2, first-person shooter, killing dinosaurs. It's been, was it Turok 1 and 2 that were redone for the Switch recently? They might be on the other consoles, but I remember there is a Switch physical of it, because I think it's sat right next to me. Yes, there is a Switch physical of Turok, the original. I don't know if there's a Turok 2 one. But yeah, they're pretty good. They were very, very foggy, but everything on the N64 was. Yeah, it's worth playing. After that is V-Rally 99. I used to consider this more of a pinball game because it's just bounce off all the track. No, I never got good at this for some reason. I found it too slippy, and you'd hit something, you'd ping yourself off and just bounce around. But I'll have to go back to it, see if I can do it now, because I'm a lot better at racers now. After that we have... oh, I don't even know how to pronounce this. Is it Willali Country Club Golf? Yeah, I picked this up again because it was really cheap. It's a golf game. To be honest, as golf games go, it seems alright. But I've only ever played it once, and I don't intend on playing it again. Then we have World Driver Championship. This was touted for ages as being like the N64's equivalent of Gran Turismo. It's not. It's alright. All I remember about it is it kept losing my save file, so I kind of gave up on it. But it seemed alright from what I was playing. I'm having a look at this list now because I'm really... because the list keeps falling down basically. Wave Race 64, yeah, it's a racing game on jet skis. It's good fun. Actually really well polished for a game of this type. Then you get WWF Warzone. There was this and there was Attitude, wasn't there? They were made by Acclaim. They're a bit janky. They used to be really good wrestling games until I played like the NWO games, and they were really good. But the people who made them were THQ. Then THQ made WrestleMania 2000, which is the next game. It seems a bit slow now, but just the grapples and everything in that made sense. Plus they've had so many different types of like match types and things. They were good fun. Also this one has like a strange holographic picture thing on the back of it. So yeah. After that is Xena, Warrior Princess. I don't know much about this. I can't remember if I remember putting it on, but I can't remember if I even played it. I remember being some kind of janky, horrible game. I have to go back to it. Then we've got Yoshi's Story, which is a 2D platformer. It's not a very long game, it's not a very hard game, but something about it I really like. So that's all of the boxed games I have. I try to always go for boxed. I don't really collect cartridges, but in my travels I have picked a few up, or I've found them, or they've come with bundles or whatever. So there's a few here I've got. We have Snowboard Kids, which is a snowboarding game set with like kind of like chibi characters almost. Then you've got Star Wars Rogue Squadron, which is a flight kind of game. If you've ever played, is it Shadow of the Empire? At the beginning though, you do the Hoth battle. Yeah, it's like that whole game of that. Then there is Holy Magic Century, which is one of the few RPGs on the N64. It's also known as Quest 64 outside of the UK. I don't know what it's called in Europe. It's probably still Holy Magic Century. But yeah, in America it's Quest 64. Okay, then we've got Turok Rage Wars. You know what? I can't remember. Is that I think this might be the multiplayer one. If it is, I wasn't a fan. That's why I've never gone back to it. And there's Mischief Makers, which is a 2D platformer. It's a treasure game. It kind of reminds me of games like Klonoa and like Tombi. You jump on your enemies, you can pick them up and throw them. But the game's a bit weird. It mixes its styles up quite a bit. It's a good game. I kind of want to find a box for this one. And the final one is F1 World Grand Prix 2, which is just more of the F1 game. I'm trying to not drop this bit of paper. I've dropped a bit of paper. I had to drop something. But yeah, that's the collection. Hopefully this style of video makes it easier to see what I'm on about, but we'll see. Find out what happens. Got enough time to try and work this out, haven't I? Anyway, thanks for watching.